So, quick introduction to the build. I've got 3 ways of healing, and it's not just any healing, it's insane healing, like super fast healing, really strong. Boots of the Assembler. This is number 1 way of healing. Stand in a healing rift, creates noble seekers that seek out allies that are not in a rift and heal them. Obviously you can also switch to the empowering one also, but we're going to just concentrate on the healing part for today. So we've got 1 heal from that. We're going to use our Edge of Intent, the exotic glaive, the warlock exotic glaive Edge of Intent, recently been buffed. The actual melee and the attack, the sort of projectile, that you get from it is a lot faster than what it used to be, and also the healing effect is a lot faster now than what it was last season. So that's the 2nd way of healing. So we've got Edge of Intent, we've got Boots of the Assembler, and we're going to run the healing grenade on this setup here on the warlock. I'll go through more the build, but actually 3 ways. You've also got your super, that's an extra way of getting it, your Well of Radiance, and we're always going to have grenades and heals like so. This is the warlock exotic glaive healing now. As you can see, it's pretty nice, pretty fast. So that's 1 way. We've also got our Boots of the Assembler, which is also going to track us like so. So we're going to get 2 ways of healing, which you can heal yourselves and your teammates. Then we've got the grenade, and with the new fragments and aspects and the way I've got it set up, which I'll show you more as we go into it. It's really strong. It's not like a build where you're going to see loads and loads of damage numbers. It's a different way of playing. A healer build, a full-on healer build. I've missed this sort of build since I played Division. We haven't had many healer builds in the game, like proper healer builds, and I really feel like this is the one. I've got a clip here now at the checkpoint of Shattered Throne. What you're going to see is exactly what I talked about. Here's my glaive healing orb, and there's my Boots of the Assembler, keeping my 2 teammates healed, and there's my grenade. There's 3 heals. They've got constant healing all the time, and then in a minute you're going to see me click my fingers, little finger flick, watch bish like that. And also what I'm doing is giving my teammates a 25% extra damage to their solar weapons or weapons. Absolutely crazy. So I'm going to play the clip again and just go through that one more time, just so you can sort of see the sort of loop that I'm doing. I'm going to get my glaive orb going, the healing orb, the healing sort of orb there. So that's the one that's constantly going. Both my teammates. There's my Boots of the Assembler and my healing grenade. And like I said, the way I've got this set up, the healing grenades are strong. They don't just do a heal, they'll sort of do it over time as well. And then with a click of the fingers like that, effect a 25% extra damage boost. So it's really strong. I'll go more into the build towards the end of these clips, and I'll also leave a dim link so you can just copy and paste if you needed. I'm well aware at the moment there's going to be a couple of videos coming out very shortly about warlocks and how much you can burn stuff, etc. And I've seen 1 or 2 of them and they look absolutely insane. This is just a totally different way. All I've ever wanted to do in this game is play a full-on healer, and I really feel like this is the closest we've got so far to being a full-on out-and-out healer build. I played Division 1 quite a bit, and I really like the tactician build, the support build on that, and I really feel like this is the closest we're going to get to it at the moment, what we can get to in Destiny 1. So this is like the 6-man activity on the Leviathan. And what I've done is I've just put my glaive turret there, my healing turret from the glaive, the exotic glaive, and that's reaching me, the guy next to him, and then a couple in the middle, it's reaching across to them as well. So it's constantly pumping them with heals all the time. Quite nice. And what I do in between that is I put my Boots of the Assembler, the rift down, and that turret is also going to reach them. So it's constantly keeping like everyone sort of healed all the time. And then in between that, what I'm doing is I'm throwing my healing grenade, which again, that healing grenade does like a burst over time. You'll see me click my fingers there, and not only am I giving my teammates all that healing, I'm giving them a nice damage buff just with a click of the finger, 25%. So all around, it's a really nice support build. I really hope you enjoy it, and I really hope you give it a try. Like I said, it's just a bit of a different way of playing. I'm going to leave this last clip playing out and go right into the fragments and the aspects that I'm running. So let us know what you think in the comments. So this is now the setup that I've been running. Like I said, absolutely fun as hell. Love it. Absolutely great. Heat rises. You can fire weapons, melee and throw grenades while you're gliding. So you can do all this while you're in the air. You can do all your healing, get your kills while you're in the air if you like. Final blows while airborne increase the duration of your heat rises and grant melee energy. So you can fire your melee off as much as you want. Touch of flame. Your healing, solar, firebolt and fusion grenades have enhanced functionality. Obviously on this one we're concentrating on a healing grenade. It improves the strength and of cure and the restoration effects applied, and on the right hand side there, the restoration and the cure, you regenerate health and shields over time. So it's not just, like I said, a healing grenade, it will heal you over time with this aspect on. And then the cure, you are healed in a burst of mending solar light. So it's applying restoration and cure with this healing grenade here, as it says on the left there, restoration and cure. So, and then we've got this one, the incinerator snap. So snap your fingers to create a fan of burning sparks that explode and scorch targets. Burst glide, you don't worry about that, anything you want. Healing rift, conjure a well of power that continuously heals those inside it. And obviously we've got the boots of assembly, so it's going to convert the little healing rift, and on top of that you're going to get a little healing turret with the glaive like we've already touched on. So you've got plenty of ways of healing. Healing rift, so we're going back to the fragments now. Ember of benevolence, so applying restoration, cure or radiant. Basically what that does, it grants increased grenade, melee, class ability regeneration for a short duration, so that's 5 seconds of extra discipline, class ability, everything like that, while you're applying all them buffs on the left, which we do quite a lot. Ember of tortures, powered melee attacks against combatants make you and your nearby allies radiant. So what radiant does, it gives you a 25% damage buff to your weapons. As it says, your weapons are enhanced by the power of the traveller, so that works for that. That's when you see any clips that I'm doing my little click. That's giving my teammates a 25% damage buff, and myself as well with all your weapons. Ember of Solace, Radiant and Restoration effects applied to you have an increased duration. You get an extra 5 seconds, so the Radiant lasts for 15 seconds and the Restoration lasts for longer also. And then Ember of Ashes, you apply more Scorch to stacks to target. I just couldn't really think of anything else to put in there. Maybe there's a comment that could maybe help us out a little bit with something extra we could have in this slot here. But we can also do a bit of damage with the Scorch as well, with the burning effects that we're doing from our finger click or the sort of melee attack. Then what I'm doing is double bomber for my grenades back quicker every time I put my class ability back. I'm running Well of Life, so when I create elemental wells, I'm going to pick up that Well of Life, and I'm also going to create lots of solar elemental wells with the mods that I'm running, so my teammates can also run Well of Life as well. So even more healing. I'm running Seeking Wells, so every well that I create is going to come towards me, travel towards me. Bountiful wells, so every time I create one well it's going to double up to make 2, and I'm predominantly making wells with elemental armaments, so getting weapon kills is going to create me wells as long as that weapon matches a subclass element. I'm predominantly sticking to solar weapons, so you're going to create lots of elemental wells with that setup. And then I'm also running Fontamite, which is another 25% extra damage. And I just want to say that that does stack with Radiant as well, so you can get a 50% damage. Both the two 25% both stacked together, so you can get some crazy damage going on. Like I said, we hope the build's been good. Let us know what you think.